Operations Performance Committee meeting. Today is Monday, December the 8th. Please make sure all your cell phones are turned off before we get started. And Jeanette, if we could have roll call, please.
City of Carmel by the Sea. City of Gonzales.
Present.
City of Keene. City of Marina.
Here.
City of Pacific Grove.
Here.
And City of Salinas.
We are here.
Thank you.
All of us, right?
You do have a forum.
Okay, great. Thank you. Public comments on matters not on the agenda. Members of the public may address the committee on any matter related to the jurisdiction of MST, but not on the agenda. There's a time limit of not more than 3 minutes for each speaker. The committee will not take action or respond immediately to any public comments presented, but many choose to follow up at a later time, either individually through staff or on a subsequent agenda. Is there anyone in chambers that has a public comment? Seeing none. Do I have anyone on Zoom? Seeing none. So I will close at this time, close the public comment. Okay, moving on to the consent agenda. Approved minutes of the Board Operations Performance Committee meeting from October the 13th. Did everybody have an opportunity to look that over? Does anyone have any questions? No questions from the committee? I'll now open that up to public comment. Is there anyone from the public that has any questions about the minutes? Seeing none, I will close public comment and move on to.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay,
No second.
all right, we have a first and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? No, no one. All right. Very good. Moving on to item number 4, action items. Review of operations performance, and that will be Mr. Sidorik.
Yes, thank you, Chair. In your monthly report, just point out a few items. We continue to grow ridership, which we've consistently done since for 2 straight years, 24 months in a row, growth in ridership month after month after month after month. For October, we're 5% higher than the previous year, and continuing to grow and have on-time performance. I think interesting to note on page 56 of your report, our productivity by line, the new line 40 from Salinas to Rancho Cielo is our most productive line as far as passengers per hour of service. So it's a very specific service. We only operate it when schools are going in and out of session. So 72.7 passengers per hour. That is huge. That is comparable, actually exceeds what we were on a productivity basis operating on the Defense Language Institute when we had those shuttles in place. So very well utilized and by a population who really needs the service. So I think that was great to note. And if you look at page 60, the open positions chart, you can see since July, August, September, October, if you look at the little blue square is below the 0, that means that we have more coach operators than we actually budgeted for. And that's a good thing. These days. We're right at the line as of October 31st. And we've implemented a new recruitment and training program so that we're constantly training, constantly recruiting, and are able to do, small groups of drivers versus historically we'd wait till we get a class of 10, 12, hopefully, and maybe we'd end up with 4 or 3 or 5. Now we just have a constant class hiring people as they can come in. And that seems to be working well for us. They come in as minibus drivers to work on the South County routes, and then they'll promote up to be a big bus driver when those openings come in. So that experiment seems to be working well, and we're just incorporating. It's no longer an experiment. We're just working it into our course of business. That concludes my review of the operations reports.
All right, great. Thank you, Carl. Anyone from the committee have any questions for Carl at this time? No questions? I know his reports are pretty thorough. All right, anyone from the public? I'll open this up to public comment. Does anyone from the public have any questions? I don't see anyone, so thank you. We can move on to item number 4.2. Receive an update on the Salinas Rapid Bus and Transit Center relocation study, and that is Michelle Obermeyer.
Morning,
Good
committee
morning.
members, Michelle Overmeyer, Director of Planning and Innovation. Item 4-2 is an update since we were at your committee in June on this project. Next slide, please. So this is a refresher on MST's long-term vision for rapid transit service in Monterey County. The JAZ was completed about 13 years ago. The SURF is under construction now. TAMC is completing the Imgen Parkway roundabouts, and that will serve as the multimodal corridor. And now we're focusing on Salinas. So this is the source of our highest transit usage. The Alisal corridor has some of our worst on-time performance in our whole system, meaning that we get stuck in traffic and we can't stay on schedule. So we're in the feasibility study phase to examine how we can improve the conditions that we're seeing today. And then we'll be looking at opportunities and then ultimately construction in later years. And so to put things into perspective for you, 2016 is when we did the feasibility study for enhancing transit along the Highway 1 corridor. Which we now know today is the SURF project. So the feasibility stage comes several years before you see construction. Next slide. This slide here shows a high level of our project schedule. This is a Caltrans funded grant study. And we have a technical advisory committee or a TAC that's comprised of Caltrans, City of Salinas, Transportation Agency for Monterey County, and the Salinas City Center Improvement Association. So the TAC will meet 4 times throughout this process. We've already had 1 meeting, and we are at the end of round 1 of the public engagement. Next slide, please. So we've developed some study goals. I'm not going to read all of these to you, but at a high level, we're looking to improve MST's on-time performance so that our service is reliable to our customers. Next slide. We want to help reduce traffic congestion in Salinas by increasing ridership on the bus. We're aiming to enhance transit service and improve access along the corridor while supporting the city's Vision Zero and climate action plan goals. Next slide, please. So since we came to your committee in June, we've made steady progress on the grant-funded study. Our technical advisory committee received an overview on the grant and toured the Salinas Transit Center in September. And we just completed round 1 of our public engagement. Next slide. Our consultant has looked at existing conditions, and I'll start with the Salinas Transit Center. Next slide, please. So the Salinas Transit Center, or STC, is a pulse, so people can transfer between buses. The line 25 serves Cal State Monterey Bay and terminates at the Salinas Transit Center, and passengers can transfer to routes that serve the Salinas neighborhoods, or they can hop on an MST bus for service down to South County or going up north to Watsonville and into Santa Cruz County. All the Salinas bus lines come through the Salinas Transit Center, except for the senior shuttle line 95. The Salinas Transit Center has the city's only public restroom in downtown. And the Salinas Transit Center is the current terminus of line 20, which is going to be the SURF line. Next slide, please. It's a hub of activity. We have operations from 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. And there are an average of 230 to 330 people per hour getting on and off the bus at Salinas Transit Center. We've seen some directional patterns. So there's more people getting off the bus in the morning in this location and more people boarding the bus in the afternoons. MST is important in helping the city manage its traffic congestion. Studies have shown that there's an average of 1.5 people per private car on the road. Salinas Transit Center serves 3,400 people per weekday, which is equivalent to removing over 2,000 cars from Salinas roads every day. Next slide, please. So we're over capacity. We've been in this location for decades, and it's not meeting the city's current needs for bus lines, let alone the future plan developments that the city has. The city's going to be growing in the east. The Barden Ranch area is going to be developed, and then we have seen the Amazon building going up, and that area is going to grow for industrial uses. So we need to prepare for that. Right now, there are 9 bus bays or gates where people can board the bus, and those are at capacity several times during the day. At the 3 p.m. hour, there are 12 buses fighting for those 9 gates. And the lack of space at Salinas Transit Center has limited our ability to add more bus service. Next slide, please. So now we'll look at the main corridor that we need to improve. Next slide, please. Alisal is a key corridor in Salinas for moving people east and west. Our line 20, the future SURF, and line 25 approach Salinas Transit Center from the west. And then lines 41, 42, and 47 approach Salinas Transit Center from the east. So in yellow, you can see our study corridor. We've divided it into 5 segments: East Alisal and downtown Salinas, East Alisal between the railroad and Highway 101, Highway 101 to Sanborn, Sanborn to Williams, and then we're also looking at Williams Road from the intersection of Alisal and John to Barden Road. Next slide, please. These are some of the top ridership locations. We're consistently seeing over 50 people per day using these bus stops along the Alisal corridor. Next slide, please. On an average weekday, MST carries over 300 people per day along the corridor. The heaviest loads are going in the eastbound direction. Next slide, please. So the consultant has prepared a draft existing conditions report that shows the road configurations for those 5 segments that I just described. This is one of those corridor segments that we're looking at. The current phase of our feasibility study is looking at existing road widths, speed limits, and whether bike lanes exist or not. Next slide, please. So our public survey just closed yesterday. We made these rat cards that we had on the buses, and then we handed out. We did have car cards inside the bus to advertise. We posted A-frames at some of the popular bus stop locations so that our customers knew that we were doing the survey. We had in-person pop-up events. And then I also presented at the Salinas Traffic and Transportation Commission last month. Next slide, please. So we surveyed the public for their preference on road improvements. This is a sample question from that survey. And A is to maintain the existing road configuration where there's no dedicated space for buses or bikes. Options B, C, and D are all road diets for mixed flow traffic. Option B adds the dedicated bus only lanes. Dedicated bike lanes would also be added. Option C would have the dedicated bus lanes towards the center of the roadway. No bike lanes would be added. Option D has no dedicated bus lanes. but it does include dedicated bike lanes. So we did this for each of those 5 segments along the corridor. Next slide, please. The survey also asked customers about what they would like to see at a future Salinas Transit Center. The survey closed yesterday, and as of last Thursday, we heard about 250 surveys had been completed. I don't know what the final number was, and we don't have the results yet because the consultants are still analyzing that. Next slide, please. So the next phase of our study will be to evaluate corridor cross sections and alternative sites for the Salinas Transit Center. Next slide, please. And then our next round of outreach for the public will be in the spring when those corridor alternatives are ready. Next slide, please. So I think we'll be coming back to you probably quarterly with updates as we go through this. Thank you to the IT staff with help for the presentation, and I can answer any questions that you have.
I have one. So do you think you'll be able to give us an idea on the surveys in January, perhaps? Just to kind of let us know what the thought process was? Because it's interesting to see the different alternatives that are there. And I'd be curious to see what the public would like to see.
I don't know that we're coming back to
The next ops committee meeting is in February, I think.
Oh, there you go.
So we could at least have a memo or something.
We can do that.
Yeah, rather than a full presentation. There won't be enough
Yeah.
information to change for a presentation, but I think we could give you a summary memo of the results of the survey.
Okay,
Could be included in a memo to the ops committee.
okay, great. Yes.
You know, one of the things that has, I've been a little bit concerned. I know when there's issues regarding MST and the Salinas City Council, we get letters, somebody puts out letters. But sometimes I don't really know about it, so I'm kind of scrambling to be supportive. I have briefings with the city manager, but I think in order for you to use this MST director, I have to be informed of what's important to MST, and sometimes I'm scrambling. I'll just give you an example. This last meeting, I've even had one of my colleagues at City Council, Jose Barajas, support me on some issues with MST, but so I don't know what sometimes I get information that day and I want to be supportive, but if I don't have the information, I would have loved to speak to the city manager before the city council meeting. But I'm often finding myself scrambling. On the other thing because I did hear here that there's only one public restroom. Well, I spoke to the city manager and the staff. The city hall, which is just a block away, the restrooms are open. Those are public restrooms as well. So that's open for business.
Okay. That wasn't the case some time ago.
Yeah. So at first, no, because that is concerning. If people need to use the facilities, I mean, that's the people's building there. So yeah, so I'm concerned about that. I want to be supportive, but if I don't have information to sit down with the city manager before the council meeting, I find myself being out of the loop, though, percent. Thank you.
If I can respond to that, and then you can go, Carl. So the letters that you're seeing are when my team does agenda reviews. So when the city council posts their agenda, the planning commissions post their agenda, we get about 48 hours notice to review the items and then have a reaction. And so those are the letters we're sending in.
Yeah.
If we had more notice.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. As a council member, as even the mayor, this last one, we got it on Friday and we got to study through so we're on the same issue. So I think what would be helpful, we got the same issue you do. I mean, imagine getting a whole packet on a Friday, be ready for Tuesday. If we don't do our homework, we're not going to do a very good job at it. So I think by Monday, maybe, I mean, if that's important to you folks, I don't know. So, but
It's absolutely important. And, you know, that is, I think, where we started with this transit priority project is we found out, you know, a day or two ahead of time that there were plans being put forward to narrow bus lanes.
Yeah.
And so, you know, if you're not getting the information more than 2 days, you know, we're, I think, behind the line
Yeah.
from you, even you as a city council member. So I guess the question that for us is, you know, through this, your city staff and through all your city staffs, because this is not,
It's not isolated.
it's not isolated to Salinas.
Yeah.
It's absolutely
Get
an
ours on
issue
Thursday
in,
for Monday.
in every city that we operate
Yeah.
in. You know, we don't get a lot of notice that this information comes out, nor are we consulted earlier in the process. And I don't know, you know, we make our efforts, we put out our documents, our designing for transit, we provide information. And I'd have to say it's largely ignored.
Yeah.
And even when we show up at your commissions and planning sessions and your various chiefs of police or fire or
Yeah.
whatever, well, you know, we'll put our safety concerns out there and we'll get
Yeah.
a shrug.
Yeah.
Sometimes not, but
Yeah.
more times than not.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what the answer is.
Well, I think in listening to what I'm hearing, I'm gonna really press my colleagues support the mayor and the city council, because I know staff is busy, like you guys are busy, but if we're gonna do an effective job, how do we to get a packet of 7 or 8 agenda items on a Friday and be ready for Tuesday? That's difficult. So maybe what I'm gonna ask if we can continue maybe getting our agenda
Sooner.
sooner. Hopefully that'll be able to happen. But I want to reiterate, the only way I can be, however we get information, because you're right, I did ask, hey, did you get I talked to the planning manager 2 meetings ago. I says, did you get the letter from MST? Because I had just gotten it. Oh, yeah, we got it. But that was it, you know, so there was, well, what are we doing? But there was no, I don't want that to happen where we don't get recognized like that. We should be getting answers to our questions.
I think the other thing I wanted to say is, I think it's really important for all of the committees that we serve on to reiterate to our staff
Yeah.
how important it is. I mean, we just had our meeting last month where we went over the issues of when you're doing planning for different projects in your cities, and that we have the template that you sent to all of us. I made sure to tell everybody at the city council meeting how important it is for MST to identify what we're going to be doing. So you need to bring them into the loop. And so I think if we all do that, I think it might be helpful, you know, at some point. So go ahead, Joe.
I was gonna say, on the positive end, and I'm sorry, but I forgot the name of the person that sends us a memo about an agenda item. And it's usually blanketed through the council a few days before. It's gosh, I can't think,
Akuya?
what's
No?
her name?
Akuya?
Natalie?
No?
Natalie.
Yeah.
I think it was Natalie. And I've seen her memos, and then I usually forward it to the public works guy if it depends upon the streets or whatever the agenda item is. But that's, to me, that's big help. If that's I know you look at the agendas and suddenly something pops up, and they usually she usually sends us a memo, which helps. I think that really keeps us informed in Pacific World. So that's what I wanted to bring.
Anyone else? Elizabeth?
One more remark, like it's hard for us that we get our packets on Friday night and have to read it before Tuesday and act on it. But it's not very effective for MST having to do that for each
Yeah, city. Yeah.
city and for the different
And
committees and
to your staff, I don't want to be an apologist for them, but we're just one district out of many that they have to
Yeah.
concern themselves with,
Yeah.
whether it's water, waste management,
Yeah.
you know, various housing authorities or whatever, you know, so
LAFCO.
They've got a lot on their plates too, and we're not, I think we understand we're not their only concern, but
Yeah,
we're their only concern that we're concerned about.
of course.
So on that note, Mr. Peace Builder, how is it? Because we have to be effective, and we have to be on top of it. So knowing the situations, and you're right, and I appreciate what you just said. Because they must have a daunting, I mean, putting all the packets together and everything, all the information. So how is it that we can, or maybe when there's to your point, where there's a interest that you see on the agenda, whenever your staff sees it, maybe throws a bone, hey, this is coming up, or, so it can be on our radar. Because I meet with the city manager one day before the city council for our briefing.
So generally, we don't find out until 2 days before the meeting. We
Oh.
find out when it goes on your
Yeah,
agenda,
wow.
So I think, perhaps as part of I'm assuming there's a process to put the agenda together that the city managers have. Everyone has their own. We have our own planning process. What's
Yeah.
going to be, we're building the agenda. We have a meeting this week starting what's going to be on the next month's agenda that we know of, and then we follow up maybe a couple times as staff. If there's going to be something regarding transportation that they're aware of, if they could let us know in the earlier phases, rather than wait for us to see a final memo coming out, just so that we can be prepared, that would be something.
Yeah, because your agendas go out very early,
We
Which
get ours
is-
out,
which is, amazing because there's so.
and I know how much your staffs love to
Yeah.
hear how MST does.
Yeah, I know.
MST gets theirs agenda done.
It's a,
No,
like-
we only have one meeting a month.
Yeah, true.
And I imagine most of you have at least two meetings a month.
Yeah.
So, you know. So,
Communication.
Yes.
So
I-
it's
Go ahead, Elizabeth.
it's an ongoing issue, but it seems that after your request at the previous meeting for us to contact our staff and see how we can improve this, and our staff responded they were happy to
Yep.
discuss with
Work with
MST. So hopefully that's a start, so that they realize
First two.
anytime there's a road being affected,
There you go.
contact MST, see if there's any
You
issues.
just lost our public works directors.
Yep.
So we're in pickle right now,
Yeah.
big time pickle, so.
If I can just add one more thing.
Yes.
So it isn't just the transportation projects that we're interested in, it's also land use, as land use has changed. And I had mentioned before, I think it was to the full board, that it would be helpful if we could be invited to any development review committees that your staff have. City of Monterey invites us. So if your cities have a staff level review where they bring in the fire department, the police department to look at anything, that would be a great time for MST to get involved early.
Okay, that's good. But that kind of ties into what we talked about last month. Similar, the same thing.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Anyone else have any questions or comments?
Did they go to the public?
I haven't yet. I'd like to open this up to the public now. Is there anyone from the public that has any questions for Michelle? I don't see anyone on Zoom. I don't see anyone. All right, I'm going to close the public comment. Thank you so much, Michelle, for
Thank
the
you.
information. Okay, moving on to item number 4.3, which is receive an update on the apprenticeship and mentorship program, and this is Norman.
Norman is participating
Hello.
along with Lisa because the creeping ick has struck
Oh, no.
MST.
Yeah,
Way.
Oh, no.
there's something going around.
A dozen staff are out. But
Oh, no.
we're
Everybody's sick.
everybody's sick. I was fortunately hunkering down in Hawaii.
There you go.
That
Oh,
was-
sorry, hunkering down.
Yeah, it was, wasn't my trip. Well, it was my place.
And this is the one I wanted to hear about. Are you
Yeah.
there, Norm?
I'm here. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, great. Excuse me, let me come right through. All right.
Or you're
Well,
not feeling well.
physically I'm okay, but it's just this cough is lingering and I can't seem to kick it. So I don't want to be coughing on everybody. But anyways, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Chair, for the opportunity to present to you today. This is the presentation that I'm going to be giving on in regards to MST's mentorship program. We call it the Mentors in Motion program. You guys know who I am, Norm Tutavuki. I'm the Chief Operating Officer. Next slide, please. So about 2 years ago, we started working with the Amalgamated Transit Union, the ATU, and an organization called the California Transit Works, CTW. And I wanted to take a minute to recognize Marzette Henderson, the transportation manager who works for MST, for all of the hard work that he's done to help bring this program to MST and for help making it a success. It's been a couple of years that he's been working on really pushing through and creating good relationships, both externally with our peers and then also internally with the ATU. So he's brought this program to fruition. I've done all I can to support him, but he's really been the person behind this thing. Next slide, please. So the goals of the program are listed here, and really just the meat of the program is designed to give our coach operators a lifeline. What I mean by that is that supervisors still engage with their assigned employees, but the mentorship provides a better way, well, a different way to connect coach operators with their peers and with their colleagues who have intimate knowledge about MST and about operating coaches and how to deal with various challenges that we as supervisors and managers might not necessarily be able to speak on. Next slide, please. The mentorship committee is made up of 6 total individuals. 3 are from the ATU, and then 3 are from MST. And together they oversee the mentorship program. The committee reports to Carl when they need to, and the ATU president, Steve Ramirez. And so as you can see, the 6-member committee, it's 3 and 3. They operate by consensus, and they really oversee the program, how they select individuals to become mentors and also mentees. And then they follow the rules and the policies and procedures that we created for the Mentors in Motion program. Next slide, please. So just a few things here about the mentor eligibility. So in order to be part of the mentor program, if you're interested, typically what we do is we go out and we look at the new individuals who are coming out of class. They have to be an ATU employee in good standing. We'd like to see a minimum of 2 years experience, but that doesn't always meet the case. If there is a case where somebody has less than 2 years experience, we'll take that into account, and then we'll bring it to the mentorship committee for their consideration. No formal discipline in the previous 12 months of work, and then demonstrated leadership, professionalism, and communication skills. So what we're looking for is somebody who really can serve as the face of MST when it comes to coach operations, customer service, being able to deal with difficult people and things like that. Next slide, please. Mentee eligibility, successful completion of the introductory period. So as they come out of coach operator class, we're looking for these people to, we get in front of them, we talk to them about the mentorship program. The ATU comes in, they talk to them as well. And what we're looking for is to get these people the skills and the professional growth that they need. We're looking for mentees who are willing to engage with the program activities and what the program stands for. And then also, again, we're looking for ATU members who are in good standing. And within the mentee and mentorship relationship, it really is their I guess the goal of the program is to get them connected with the mentee who can give them the insides and the outs of everything that happens as a coach operator. There are many times when they'll come to a supervisor or a manager with an issue, and we'll give them, you know, the appropriate response. But sometimes there's a different way of doing things, and I'll just share an example. A couple of years ago, when I was working, they had a new coach operator who was having a problem getting to work on time, and I asked the coach operator to go speak with somebody who had been working in the industry for a long time, and that coach operator went over there, talked to the coach operator who's been there for a while, and he said, "Hey, you know, give me some tips about getting up on time." He said, "Well, I've got 2 alarm clocks. Set one next to my bed, and I set one across the room. The one across the room forces me to get up and turn it off." And it's tips and tricks and stuff like that that, you know, we don't necessarily have, but these are things that coach operators who have been in the seat for a while can offer these newer employees. Next slide, please. Here are our program expectations, and really what it comes down to is that we We want you to show up. We want you to show up on time. We want you to be a mentor, not a supervisor. So, we want to make that clear delineation. Your job as a mentor is really to take somebody under your wing, show them the ropes, but not necessarily, try and supervise them. We have people that we pay to supervise them. And then again, we expect and hope that you would commit to at least 1 year within the program as a mentor. Next slide, please. This second piece here, the mechanics apprenticeship program, we've been working on this for quite some time. Haven't had a lot of success just due to some external forces that we weren't able to control. So we went about it a different way. We started a new program. It's the mechanics apprenticeship program for Mechanic C. It's an entry-level position that allows people who work within MST frontline employees to apply to the position. They come in, we train them within 12 months to become a Mechanic C, which is, again, the entry-level position. These are supported by mentorships within the maintenance workforce program. And they're going to be taught by mechanics who are either mechanic level A or mechanic level B. And what that does, it reinforces our ability to technically train them correctly, give them the safety skills that they need, and then also teach them about diagnostics, which is what they need as well. Next slide, please. Training, wanted to take a few moments here just to talk about some of the training that we've been doing. The ATU and the MST individuals who are involved in this program take a lot of time to do training. We meet monthly with the ATU and talk about different things. And one of the topics that we always talk about is the mentorship program. Over the last 3 years, we have attended different trainings. Kelly, myself, other individuals from maintenance, and then also from the ATU attend these training 2 years ago that was held in Fremont. That was the first one. And then last year, the conference was hosted here in Monterey and hosted by MST. This year's conference was held in Novato, and we spent the weekend training, learning about new ways to deliver the program, encouraging others to participate, and then really meeting with our peers from across the Northern California state to talk about their programs, see what's working, what's not, and to trade ideas. Next slide, please. This is just a picture from last year and then 2 years ago. As you can see, the one on top, Kelly was there with myself and the ATU, and this is where we committed to making the program, kicking it off, and making it a success. And so we've been very good, and the programs have been working well. We're looking forward to it. Next slide, please. This is something that one of the ATU members had come up with. They had developed another way to recognize our mentors and mentees. And so if we go to the next slide, I'll show you what it kind of looks like as we award that.
Oh, yeah, we see that.
Yep. And then next slide, please. And there we go. So that is the coach operator who won the belt. And that's his new mentee. Like I said, the program has been working out well. There are individuals in the program who has spoken very highly of the program. I was initially, hoping that it would take off, and pleasantly, really, really surprised at the recognition and the things that we're doing, and hopeful that we'll continue with the traction that we've had. Next slide, please. That concludes my presentation, and I'm available for any questions you might have.
Thank you, Norm. Anyone have any questions for Norman?
Awesome program, Mr. Tuwiki. Let me ask you, I don't know if you said this, but does good standing and formal discipline just kind of go hand in hand?
Yeah. Typically, when it comes to programs like these, they're typically designed, whether it's MST or an outside organization or one of the colleague peers and things like that. They'll try and put programs together that reward people who are in good standing or don't have disciplinary actions.
Yeah. So there is a possibility of whoever wants to be part of this and they're not in good standing, eventually they can do it, huh?
Yeah, and it doesn't bar them from being in the program. We just encourage and hope that they come to us without any disciplinary action. But we're open to hearing and learning about anybody who's interested in working in the program.
And disciplinary action is clear after a while. They're not
Yeah.
It's not a permanent mark on your record.
Yeah.
Like what happened to me in school.
Yeah, well, congratulations, sir. That's an awesome program. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else have any questions? Yes, Kelly.
Kelly Halkern, Chief Human Resources Officer. I just wanted to add a stat that norms may not be aware of because I do the staffing numbers, but we are seeing that since we've implemented this program, that we have a 75% increase of retention of individuals staying at MST past their intro period. So they are doing a much better rate of being, uh, staying in the program, not bailing out, and actually making it through intro period.
That's great. Yeah, I think mentorship is always a good idea for anyone. So, all right, anyone else have any questions? Okay, do I have any questions from the public on this issue? I'll open it up to the public, seeing no one in chamber or no one online. Thank you very much, Norman. I hope you feel better. All right. Let's move on then to item number 4.4, receive an update on the Salinas Transit Center refresh, and that would be Paul. Morning, Paul.
Good morning. Good morning, board members, MST staff members and members of the public. Here to do a presentation on the Salinas Transit refresh project. Next slide. First, the purpose of this project is to improve aesthetics and extend roof life. Project started October 3rd and was completed on the 22nd. Next slide, please. A contractor was Absolute Ethereum, which was awarded this contract. We had 2 change orders due to some weekend work and unforeseen gutter repairs. The cost was covered under the Good State of Repair grant. Next slide, please. Scope of work, it was exterior painting of the building and the trellis, rooftop repairs, and to apply a protective roof coating and the treatment of the rusted gutters. Next slide. The refreshing of the Salinas Transit Center was urgently needed. The building's paint was fading and the metal rooftop paint was chipping off. Next slide, please. The contractor applied 1 coat of primer, 2 coats of paint to the building and rooftops. Next slide. So there's a before and after.
Yeah.
Looks great.
Next slide. And there's a freshly painted front of STC. Next slide. Trellis paint was fading, required a fresh coat to restore its appearance and protect the structure. Next slide. So as part of the roof repairs and the trellis, the contract prepared the roof to apply the Ultra Flex acrylic roof coating to all the facility rooftops at RISTC. Here's the before and after. Next slide, please.
Wow, what a difference.
So yeah, it was needed.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
this will protect it for a long time coming. Next slide. Corrosion holes all around the drainage on the gutters on the rooftop of the building. The metal was treated with rust prevention treatment and mesh screening, and then the coating of the roof was applied. Next slide. And there's the refreshed Salinas Transit Center.
Looks great.
Next slide. So key outcomes, improves station's aesthetics, extended roof life, and prevention of future corrosion. Additionally, we have some money to upgrade the lighting, benches, and garbage cans at STC. So we'll be doing that. It's right now everything is on order for that.
Thank you so much.
Next slide.
That's great.
Yeah, that concludes my
I
presentation.
had a feeling he was going to the next slide. See, I know how these go. All right, do I have any questions? Thank you so much, Paul.
You're welcome.
That's great. Anyone have any questions? Yes, Liz.
Yes, just in general, and thank you for this. It's good to see this. what long-term maintenance plan
Yes,
MST have for all?
yes. So the same thing. So as prior to this, we didn't have a maintenance program into a system that would notify us when maintenance was done. So we have all this in our system now. It comes up, guys go out and paint, stuff like this, yes. As far as structures of the roof atop, of course, we have to contract that. So we do inspections on rooftops now. So
And this is for roofs, but also for exterior painting, for any. maintenance,
everything,
Everything.
the full
you have a-
PM preventive maintenance on all our buildings and
It's
facilities.
coming up and being-
That is correct.
And it's being budgeted.
That is correct.
Thank you.
And I've asked Norman to bring we'll have at a future, perhaps the February Operations Committee meeting, an update on our transit asset management plan, state of good repair. We're required by federal law to have a plan in place. That is subject to review and audit. We have to, show that we're actually following the plan, show the work orders, show the work that's done. So we'll be able to present you with a presentation on how that plan works. Not just for rolling stock buses, but for our facilities, for our HVAC of these buildings, everything, any large component, we have to have a maintenance plan for it and be able to show that we're actually following that plan.
Thank you.
Very good. Yes, sir.
Mr. Lopez, you don't have a lot of problems with graffiti on your buildings.
Every now and then we get some graffiti at the transit centers, at any of the transit centers we do, but lately it's been kind of dying off. I don't know if it's because it's getting cold, maybe. But yeah, but we do see some, and at bus stops more than the transit stations. And vandalism, so
Yeah.
Oh, but you get on it pretty quickly on it.
yes, we do. We have a
That's great.
system in
Sure.
place.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's great. No, it looks really nice. I saw that. Thank you.
Did you have a question?
No.
No? Anyone else? No, Bob? No? All right. Well, thank you so much, Paul. Do we have anyone from the public that would like to comment on this item? Seeing none, I will close the public comment. And I believe we have gone through the agenda. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much, Paul. And does anyone have anything? We can close the meeting now at 9:47 a.m.